My dear buddies, welcome back to the podcast with.
Dave.
So, buddies, we have my good friend. His name is Dave. And today we are going to be talking about something he's doing, which we all love to do. That is touring on a motorcycle. And which motorcycle is that?
Yeah, it's a Suzuki V-Strom 250 SX.
Wow. Now, I made a reel a few days ago on Instagram and mentioned that Suzuki V-Strom 250 is the most underrated motorcycle in India, but you know, she looks so good. She's a no-nonsense motorcycle. I mean, no unnecessary electronics, no liquid cooling, and just runs. So let's ask Dave how he has been feeling when he rides a motorcycle.
Well, it's a blissful feeling, low maintenance, as you said, and gives great handling, comfort, and it's a baby V-Strom. That's what they say. So it's a adventure type motorcycle, great for Indian road conditions. So I've been having a lot of fun, the last 1 year, doing quite some long road trips. Yeah.
Most important thing, how much? कितना देती है mileage?
कितना देता है? That's a very typical Indian question, right? Yeah. So when it comes to V-Strom, right, 250cc, and it churns out around 24, close to 25 bhp of power, and forgot the torque, how much. So for that, gives around like close to 38 if you ride, under speed limits.
38 is very good fuel efficiency because I did a lot of touring on my Duke 390 and I used to get about 21, 22 kilometers per liter.
Yeah, yeah. That's I know what the thing with KTM bikes, the mileage and all. But if you kind of like if somebody rides like me, it can drop to I would say like 32 or something. But still it's good, right? I owned a Dominar 400 few years ago, so that used to give less than 25 so sometimes. Yeah. So when it comes to KTM, I mean they are all high revving engines, and mileage is something. I mean we can't expect much from KTM. Yeah.
See, generally people start from smaller motorcycles and they wish to go to 1,000 and above. But in my life, I started with very powerful motorcycles, the R1s, GSXR 1000s, and other motorcycles. And now I've reached a stage in my life where I want to ride a simple motorcycle like the V-Strom 250 because, the fact of the matter is that for our Indian road conditions, a 250cc is absolutely more than enough, and Dave will be the right man to answer this because Dave lived and worked in the United States for 10 years and he moved back to India in 2019. So Dave, tell me one thing.
Yeah. Yes. Tell me.
You drove in the United States.
Yeah.
Nice open roads.
Yes.
Coming back to India,
Yeah.
was it a shocker? How did you get used to our conditions?
Well, roads in India are quite challenging. Of course, I was born and brought up here, so I knew. But then, if you are living for so many years, right, for close to a decade, right, you get used to, all the beautiful road conditions, outside India. Yeah. But I would say when it comes to the national highway, India has done a great job, the last few years. But also at the same time, there are, long stretches of national highway, which are still under repair, still under widening, road work is going on, and it's pretty challenging. And so uh, and also the density of vehicles is much higher, in India compared to Western countries. Yeah. So just, I mean, you have to get used to it, right? I mean, I'm here. I mean, what can I do, right? There's no other option. So it takes a little bit of relearning, adapting, right? Kind of like a reverse culture shock for certain amount of time. Take it easy, take it slow, and also when glad that you asked this, because the last motorcycle I had was a Bullet 350. 1981. 1981. A used Bullet I bought from Hassan, city, way back in 2007, I guess. So before that, I rode a RX 135 Yamaha, a lovely bike. I mean, legendary bike, right? I mean, I don't need to explain anything about that. But then, I don't know, for some reason, probably I got bored or something. I wanted to change, and probably I wanted a big thumping 4-stroke cylinder motorcycle. So back then you didn't have much options. We are talking about like 2007, right? So I went for the Bullet, yeah, and kind of a big mistake, I would say. 1981, much older than me, and lot of maintenance issue, petrol leak, oil leak, this and all. So within 6 months, I sold it off. Yeah. So India was totally different back then. Hardly much of double roads, all the stuff. But also, the population was less, the traffic was less. We didn't have, such highway. I mean, it was just starting. All that golden quadrilateral, all those stuff. It was just starting. And so once I went and came back, even though I came and did few visits, India had dramatically changed. Yeah. So my main tip for, what do you call it? I mean, my main issue is with the condition of urban roads. I think that used to be, it's been like that. Yeah, a lot of potholes, and so it's you have to just suck it in. Yeah.
So, I mean, why I said that 250cc is the ideal motorcycle, because something like a 150cc would feel underpowered, both for not exactly for city. It will not feel underpowered for the city, but the moment you get onto a decently nice highway, then you will start feeling it to be underpowered. But again, if you talk about 400cc motorcycle, then riding in the city is simply burning petrol, because you'll be at a low speed. Even someone riding an Activa would be riding at the same speed, and you riding a 400cc, could be a Dominar, could be a KTM, could be anything. You're simply burning petrol, and plus the heat up a lot. It's inconvenient to be sitting on a motorcycle which heats up a lot. So 250cc is a motorcycle which you can ride in the city on everyday basis and get onto the highway and still do 100, 110 kilometers per hour very comfortably. So Dev, generally what speed do you cruise on the V-Strom?
Well, I don't want to reveal it.
I mean, see, the speed limits are ridiculously low in our country. See, if the government keeps a speed limit of 80 kilometers per hour for a motorcycle, how can anyone follow it? So we all ride at 100, 110.
Yes, yeah, I would say that, that kind of range, I would ride my V-Strom. Yes. Yeah.
So at 250cc V-Strom, does she go comfortably at 110?
I would say till I would say, yeah, till 100, 110, it's pretty easy. Then beyond 110, it takes quite some time to hit 120 or 130 or something. I wouldn't suggest anyone to try, but well, I mean, it's 250cc, so that's what I would say. 100 to 110 is a very comfortable, highway cruising speed. Yeah.
I agree to that. See, no matter which motorcycle I ride, it could be a KTM, it could be Dominar, it could be even a super bike. Most of the time, we are doing about 110, 120, not more than that. Because when you're riding for extended periods of time, when you're riding for 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours in a day, you cannot and you should not ride at very high speeds because your brain needs to work much harder when you're riding at higher speeds. Your attention has to be much, much higher. And when you're riding for so many hours, the glucose required for your brain generally goes down and your attention goes down. So if you're riding at in between 100 to 120, even with lower levels of attention, you can attend to an emergency situation. But if you're riding at 150, 160 for extended periods of time, and if there is an emergency, you will not be able to take care of it.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Because as the speed increases, the amount of resources, the riding takes from your, say, like brain and your body. It's not linear requirement. Linear demand. It's probably like geometric proportion. Yeah. So what the riding is demanding, say from 40 to 80, is not the same. Say from 80 to 120 or beyond that, it will be much more higher. Yeah, and also of course it's risky. Yeah.
The concentration required by our brain would be much higher the moment we cross about 120 kilometers per hour. And next thing, Dave, as I mentioned that the V-Strom is a very underrated motorcycle, and I would love to see more people buy it. I love the yellow color. She looks beautiful. So I would like to know more things like maintenance. How much do you spend on maintenance? How often do you get her serviced?
Yeah, very good and fundamental question. Yeah. So maintenance, till now, all my service cost has been between 2,000 to 2,500. Yeah.
That is it?
Yeah, 2,000 to 2,500. Basic oil change, filter change, that, this and all. And so apart from that, I haven't had any major issue, except that, I recently changed chain sprocket, which costs, I put a roll-on and it costs like close to 4,000 rupees. Yeah.
You changed the chain sprocket after how many kilometers of riding?
I changed it after 16,000 kilometers. Yeah.
Another point here. See, it's a 250cc. So the chain lasted till 16,000 kilometers. Generally on a Duke 390 or a motorcycle which is much higher powered, the chain would be done in about 10,000 kilometers. So that is also a very important factor. See, when you want to tour, there are two factors. One is you don't want to replace parts too often because you are on a move, you're riding. So you want to focus on riding. You want to focus on covering distances, not on replacing parts. It's a waste of time, effort, energy. Next is money. If you have to replace something at 10,000 kilometers, and if you have to replace something at 16, that is 60% more life.
Yeah, 100%. And I suggest when touring or something, at every 500 kilometers or so, carry a nice chain lube, spray it. And every 1,000 or something, try to clean it and spray it, clean the chain. And so, of course, it's very difficult to religiously follow that, guideline, but, try to stick to that as much as possible. Yeah.
Next thing is tires. On a 250cc motorcycle, tires will last way longer than on a 400cc motorcycle. And the tires, even to replace, will cost much lesser, and you can put on regular Indian manufactured tires. You don't have to focus on high performance, high speed rating, soft compound. You don't have to do all that. So let's check with Dave. Dave, your tires, they look pretty, new. So since 16,000 kilometers, tires were never replaced?
No, never. It has a lot of life left. They are, ADV style tires, right? So they have like deep treads, and I think, probably it can go for another 8 to 10,000 or something.
Again, on a 400cc motorcycle, generally the tires last only about less than 10,000 kilometers. Can you believe that? So on a 250cc motorcycle like the V-Storm, even after 16,000 kilometers riding, the tires have more than 50% life left. So, wow.
Yeah, yeah, totally. They have a lot of life left. The front has a little bit less, of course, because of the taking all the maximum braking and all, right? So, yeah, but the back tire one, it has as I said, a lot of life left. Yeah.
Front has less life left. You're doing a lot of stoppies.
No, as you said, like I mean, the the most of the braking thing, right? It happens in the front tire, right? So naturally, the wear of the tire is more on the front tire, right? I mean, that's what I think. Yeah.
It of course depends on riding style also. So wow, what a motorcycle. And now we would like to know from Dave, where all did he travel in India so far, and where he wants to travel next on the V-Storm.
Well, on the V-Storm, I have done recently. I've done a three-state, 3-week long motorcycle ride on a V-Storm. A lot of things, a lot of places I covered, and it's been part of my bucket list, which is to be and visit every state of India. Yeah, so very happy that I did it. And before that, apart from that, I have done like 2-3 days long rides to say Mangalore or Mysore or to Andhra Pradesh, like Penukonda, and most of them apart from that, yeah, it's mostly been weekend rides, which is say 100 to 200 kilometers. Yeah, so pretty much, these are all my rides I've done.
In the 3-week ride, I mean, it's a dream for most of us to take a break for 3 weeks and go on a motorcycle ride. Wow. So Dave, in the 3 weeks on the V-Storm, where all did you go?
Yeah, I went through all the major attractions in these 3 states north of Karnataka, starting with Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, and finally Gujarat. So Gujarat was not in my plan. I mean, it just so happened, like, it's kind of like a bonus that I did. So my main plan was Maharashtra, go all the way to Ujjain in Madhya Pradesh and come back. But I thought, like, yeah, I still have bandwidth when it comes to energy and time. So I went westward from Ujjain towards Gujarat, spent like few days and came back. So I visited, Kolhapur, starting in Maharashtra. Kolhapur. I went to from there. I went to Mahabaleshwar, where they say River Krishna, takes her birth. Yeah, very interesting, and it's a very popular hill station. A lot of people from Mumbai, Pune, they come over there and spend weekend or during summertime. So I went in summer, in the month of few months ago, and so from Mahabaleshwar, visited these Pratapgarh and Raigad Fort, Pune, some beautiful attractions, famous attraction. From there, Mumbai, and interesting places, all the tourist attractions I did, and including Gateway of India and world famous Taj Hotel, the museum, Marine Drive, and from there I went to Nashik, continued eastward to Ajanta and Ellora, famous, World Heritage, UNESCO Heritage sites, right? Beautiful places, and from there, I marched on to Madhya Pradesh, Omkareshwar, Indore, and Ujjain, and from there I left Madhya Pradesh towards Gujarat westward. So in Gujarat, I think I hit Vadodara, I guess, first. So Vadodara, Ahmedabad, and after Ahmedabad, few small towns, I don't recall, like Saranpur or something, probably, and went to the famous Gir National Forest, then this Somnath, Somnath Temple, and from there Dwarka, and and then all the way back to Karnataka. Again, so I thought I would ride back, but then I visited on the way back few places again in Maharashtra, like Shirdi and Solapur, and I entered Karnataka on a different highway. While going, I took from the Bangalore Pune highway. While coming back, I from Solapur hit Bijapur. From Bijapur, like Chitradurga and back to Bangalore. Yeah.
You have been living a dream life, my friend. Going on a solo motorcycle trip continuously for weeks together is a dream of most of the motorcycle riders, and unfortunately, not everyone can accomplish it because of many reasons. It could be not getting a leave from your job. It could be financial aspects. It could be health. It could be family matters. It could be anything, but you're doing it. Great. Awesome. Very happy to know that. And do send some photographs. We will put it on this video, whichever photographs you like of all the places that you visited. And right now we are in Hyderabad. He lives in Bangalore, and he rode all the way from Bangalore to Hyderabad, and he didn't directly come to my place. On the way, he went to a few other places. We'll quickly ask him, where all did you go to?
Well, I left Bangalore this past Wednesday around like 3 o'clock. So I wasn't sure. I have never ridden a bike from Bangalore to Hyderabad. This was the first time. Though I visited on in bus and train before. So I wasn't sure how much time it's going to take, whether I'll have that kind of energy and stuff like that. But 540 kilometers, that's the distance between my home to Hyderabad. And I did it in one shot. One shot in a sense, in a single day. Of course, you have to take multiple breaks, all the stuff. And it was raining. So 3 o'clock I left Bangalore, and I was in Hyderabad, south of Hyderabad, close to Rajiv Gandhi Airport, around 11 o'clock. Yeah. So from there, the next day, I went to, I had heard about this, Sri Ram Sagar Reservoir, which is on River Godavari. I don't know why, River Godavari keeps pulling myself to her. This is probably the 5th time, I'm coming at various states and various, I'm intersecting River Godavari, right? So from Hyderabad, I came to Sri Ram Sagar Reservoir. Very beautiful place. Love the lovely dam and beautiful water body, right? So that was it on Thursday. So because from Sri Ram Sagar project, I stayed nearby hotel, for the night, and the next day, I went to Kuntala Falls. Apparently, bad season because there was no water at all on the waterfall. But you never know, when I'm gonna come back, right? So might as well, see the place, and so went to visit at Kuntala Falls, and it's a long, strenuous hike down below from the from the ground level, especially climbing up, right? And from there, I rode all the way to Hyderabad. Yeah, I'm here. Since yesterday night, and back in Hyderabad. Yeah.
Awesome. There's so much to know about Dave's touring. He's going to do a lot more touring. We can know how he plans his solo travel. We can know what kind of difficulties he faces. We can know how he does his hotel booking. Very, very critical, important knowledge to gain from him. But he'll be going back to Bangalore, so we will not be able to do a podcast in the studio very soon. But we can do it over a Zoom meeting like we did previously. So awesome. Thank you, buddies. So thanks for watching, and thank you, Dave.
Yeah, thank you, Vikas, for inviting me to your fantastic studio. And yes, you're pointing me.
Inline4news.com, our own publication.
Yes.
www.inline4news.com. Log on to it, read the articles, download the monthly e-magazine.
Yes, definitely. We get the latest in motorcycle and car, what's going on in the automotive industry, targeting motorcycle and cars.